Friday marked the anniversary, the 7th anniversary of the death of the Reverend Mark James Keely, and the session a couple of years ago made a decision that every March we would remember Mark by lifting up the scholarship that was set up in honor and tribute to him, and especially during that month encourage people to contribute to the scholarship so it can be an ongoing tribute to Mark and the service he gave to this congregation. And Randy Commissaris is going to speak a bit with us this morning about that.
Thank you, Sharon. I guess it's kind of Wayne State Day here. As Sharon said, there's a Mark Keely Memorial Scholarship. You can read a little bit in the bulletin. I just want to add a little bit to that. I'd like to start with the reading if I could. People are sometimes unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Love them anyway. If you do good, people may accuse you of selfish motives. Do good anyway. If you are successful, you may win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. The good you do today may be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. Honesty and transparency make you vulnerable. Be honest, be transparent anyway. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build anyway. People who really want help may attack you if you help them. Help them anyway. If you give the world the best you have, you may get hurt. Give the world the best you have anyway. That was a quote from Mother Teresa. That quote was used by Reverend Mark James Keely, pastor at Fort Street Presbyterian Church, as he closed his final sermon here at Fort Street in early March of 2006. Some of you here today remember Mark, but for those who are not here, many were not here at Fort Street at the time, I ask you to indulge me for a couple minutes. Reverend Mark James Keely was pastor here at Fort Street from 1998 until 2006. Mark's final sermon was on March 5th, 2006. 2 days later, we received the news that he had died. I remember my absolute shock and disbelief when Deacon Tom Mulford, part of the phone chain, called me at work with the terrible news. Mark had recently turned 50. He was about to turn 51. He was energetic and vital, and his death was completely unexpected. So why am I giving this brief Fort Street history lesson? Reverend Keely had been working toward his Doctor of Divinity degree during much of his time at Fort Street. Thus, it seemed fitting that creating a scholarship in his name would be an appropriate way to remember the Reverend Mark James Keely. The Mark James Keely Scholarship Program is supported by donations from friends and members of Fort Street. It is awarded annually to one or more Fort Street youth as they leave high school and often the comfort of their homes and their Fort Street church and begin their college careers. With this scholarship, we retain our connection with our youth even as they spread their wings. Given Mark's commitment to the pursuit of higher education, I believe the Keely Scholarship is the most appropriate way to remember Mark and his ministry. So during this Lenten season, I'd ask that you consider making a contribution to the Reverend Mark James Keely Scholarship Fund. Just indicate Keely Scholarship, K-E-E-L-Y, Keely Scholarship on the memo portion of your check or on the offering envelope. Your contribution today will help our youth as they move forward on their next big adventure and allow us to continue to remember the life and ministry of the Reverend Mark James Keely. Thank you.